What's up, folks? Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game Wingspan. Now in Wingspan, you're going to be playing the part of a bird lover, and the object of the game is you're going to be trying to score the most amount of points by the time the game ends. Now you're going to be doing this by laying out different bird cards. They're going to have different types of abilities. You're also going to have end goal cards and then end of round goal cards that you're going to have as well. So let's check it out. These are the different types of resources that you're going to find in the game. You've got invertebrates, you've got seed, you've got fish, you've got rodents, and you have fruit. Now these are going to be the main resources you're going to be using to get out the birds. You also have what are called eggs, and in certain parts of the board you're going to have to pay eggs in order to play birds. However, you're also going to be able to collect eggs and place them in your bird's nests. Right over here you have what is called the bird feeder dice tower. So whenever you collect resources on the board, you're going to be selecting from these dice. But the way you're going to roll the dice is there's a little hole over here in the back. And so what you're simply going to do is you're going to just stick the dice over there in the hole and roll them like so. Now you can also roll them just straight into the tray if you would like to. But anytime you are collecting resources, you're going to go ahead and pick dice out from the bird feeder, and then you're going to go ahead and collect that resource. The dice that look like this, you're going to be able to select one of these resources over here. And if you run into a situation where you only have one die left, or the dice that are available all have the same resource, you're going to be able to go ahead and re-roll all of the dice back into the bird feeder. Over here, we have bonus cards, and what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and draw two of these cards, and you're going to decide which ones to keep. Now, these bonus cards are going to be scored at the end of the game, and there's several different types, and I'll just go ahead and show you one. This one says bird with wingspans 30 centimeters or less. And this will also tell you how many points you'll get if you're able to get 4 to 5 of these birds out, or 6+ birds out. Now there's a whole bunch of different cards like this. Also on the bottom of the card, it's going to tell you what percentage of cards will meet this standard. This is the goal board, and the way this is going to work is you've got these different tiles over here. They're going to have different goals on them. For example, this one says eggs in this particular habitat, and let's just say this was in round 1. There's several different types of these, and you're just going to go ahead and select one, and they're double-sided too. So let's just say we had one over here, one over here, and then we had one over here, and then had one over here. There's two sides. I'll start with this one. This is the competitive side. You're going to go ahead and score in places over here. So whoever gets first place will get 4, second 1, etc. So what you'll do is you're going to take one of your cubes off of the board and you're going to place it on here. So let's just say that the blue cube ended up getting the most eggs in this particular nest. So he will go ahead and place the first place cube there. Say yellow had second. So that's how you're going to go ahead and score those, and you'll do this each round. Now on the other side, you're going to just have regular scoring. So in this case, you're going to go ahead and count up the amount of times you were able to meet this goal. So for example, if you happen to have this number of birds in that type of a habitat, you would just simply count that up, and then you would go ahead and place your cube over there like so. Over here you have a storage tray where you're going to be able to place all of these bird cards, and there are well over 100 of these cards, and they're all different. And in the beginning of the game, what you're going to do is you're going to take the top of the tray off, and you're going to place 3 bird cards on here. Now, one of the actions you can do is you can take birds, and you can take birds either from here or from here. If you take them from here, you're going to refill it at the end of your turn. But just to show you, there are tons and tons of different birds in this game. No two birds are alike. So to show you how the bird cards work, I'll show you a couple of them. Right over here is going to be the habitat you'll place it in. This is going to be the resource costs. This particular one, you can play either one of these 3 resources to get out the bird. This is how many points the bird is worth. This is how many eggs that can be put in its nest. This is its wingspan, which can be helpful depending on what the goals are. And this one says when this bird is played, this is its ability. Play an additional bird in your habitat here and pay its normal cost. Now here's another bird. This one requires 2 resources, which are going to be both of these. And this one is when it's activated. Now I'll show you how the activation works on the board. But what's going to happen is whenever it gets activated, you're going to go ahead and just fulfill this action over here. And finally, we got this bird. This bird has an action which is going to be activated when your opponent does something. This is going to be your player board. You're also going to have 8 cubes that you're going to be playing on this board. So there's 4 different actions that you're going to be able to do. One is going to be play a bird. So what you're going to do is if you want to play a bird, you're going to go ahead and place a cube in the leftmost open slot on this section. So let's say it's over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pay the cost of the bird, which is going to be over here, and then you will just simply lay it down on its habitat. Now, some of these are going to have more than one habitat listed. In that case, you can just pick one. So I'm going to go ahead and place the bird over here. We'll say that I ended up having a bird over here already, and I wanted to gain food from the bird feeder. So again, I'm going to go to the leftmost open slot, which is going to be over here. So this is going to allow me to go 1 die from the bird feeder, and if I want, I can trade a bird card to get another die. So let's just say this die was in the bird feeder and I grab this one. I will go ahead and get one of the resources. Right over here is lay eggs. Simply what you're going to do is you're going to go to the leftmost slot again. This says you're going to grab 2 eggs, and then I'm going to go ahead and place them in any one of the nests that are open. Let's just say I place an egg here, and I place an egg over here. And you'll activate any birds that are on the row. This one is draw bird cards. Again, you'll go over here to the leftmost slot. Now this over here says that you can trade in any resource to get an egg. This one says you can trade an egg to get a card. So right now I can go ahead and draw 1 card. So let's say I draw a card, and I've drawn this card, so I'll go ahead and put it into my hand. Also, as you are playing birds, you're going to note that there is an egg here. What this means is you're going to have to go ahead and pay an egg in order to play the bird card. So the egg is also going to be acting as a resource. Now what's going to happen is more birds are getting placed out over here. Let's say I wanted to draw some more bird cards. I'm going to go ahead and place this over here like so. This will give me 2 bird cards, and I can trade an egg to get a bird card. But what's going to happen is, and this is going to happen on each of the rows, is you're going to go ahead and move your cube back, and you're going to activate the brown. So this says discard 1 of these resources to tuck 2 cards from the deck behind this bird. So let's just say I decided to do that. I'm going to go ahead and tuck both these cards, and these are going to be worth points at the end of the game. I'll go over here. This says roll all the dice in the bird feeder. If any are fish, cash 1 of the fish from the supply on this bird. So let's say I roll the dice over there, and there's a fish that shows up, and then I'm going to go ahead and cash the fish over here on this bird like so. And again, this is going to be worth points at the end of the game. I'll move this back again. This is not a brown one, so I'm going to go ahead and move this all the way back over here. But again, as you are placing more cards out here, you're going to be getting more resources, and you're going to continue to move the cube back, and you're going to be activating any of these brown ones each time. Now, once you end up with more than 5 birds, this is going to be what you're going to be receive after each of those 5 birds. So here is the score sheet. Right over here is the solo mode, so you're going to disregard that unless you're playing solo mode. You're going to go ahead and score for each of your birds that you have on the board. The points are going to be worded over here. You're going to score for your bonus cards. This would be for the green card that you picked in the beginning, so you'll score for that if you were able to make any of the requirements. You'll get the end of round goals. This is going to be on this sheet over here, so you'll go ahead and count those up. You will count your eggs. They're going to be worth 1 point each, so you'll count those. You'll also count any food on the cards. This is when you end up cashing the resources onto the bird card. You get 1 point for each of those. Tucked cards, that would be if you have a card, and again, you have cards tucked under that. Those are going to be worth 1 point each. You'll total all those up, and whoever has the most amount of points is going to win the game. This is a game that I have seen on a lot of people's top 10 lists. I've seen a ton of really good reviews on this game. So when I got this game, I was kind of excited to play it. And I can tell why this game has become a favorite of so many people. This game's production value is off the charts. I love the production value. Just having the dice bird feeder in there, great concept. I love that. All these different actions that you can take, playing a bird and getting resources. And then of course, the really big interesting thing in this game is like all of the birds in the deck are different. Every single one of them. There's like about 150 of these things. Now, I've seen a few of them have like the same abilities, but in general, there's just so many different things that these birds can do. Some can cache food, some you can tuck cards, just so many different things that you can do. It gets interesting because you're having to try to lay out birds that are going to try to meet your end goal cards and your regular goal cards, but also with the different abilities that the birds have, they can also help you during the game. Because when you first start playing the game, you're just kind of laying out cards, you're getting your resources that you need to lay out more cards, but once you start laying out the cards, then the game really starts to heat up, because whenever you get those brown abilities, then you're going to be starting to collect things. And man, there's so much that is going on in this game. Between all the bird cards that have all the different abilities, between having these different actions that you can take, between having the goal cards, and then also certain birds have higher costs, but they're going to be worth more points. Just a lot. This game is amazing. I love this game. My gaming group, the person that hosts it, this is one of her favorite games. Definitely would recommend this game to anybody who is looking for a game that has a fantastic mechanic where you're able to play birds and then just get all this stuff because of the abilities of the birds. It's great. I love it. All right, guys. So that's my review of Wingspan. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming.